Typhoon Mawar, it's approaching Guam as a ferocious Category 4 typhoon, and yesterday was actually a Category 5. Right now it's undergoing an Eyewall Replacement Cycle, so that's why it's slightly weaker, but still a really strong storm. 12.7 degrees north, 145.8 degrees east on its current position. And about the conditions of the system, well, for 140 miles per hour, 932 millibars on intensity, and moving to the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour. Sorry, that's W north. That's west-northwest, not west-north-north. Sorry for that. Latest at 10 hours Guam, which is also 10 hours on the Mariana Islands, which is 0 Zulu hours on May the 24th. And you can see on this wind field graphic the extension on tropical storm force winds and typhoon winds as well. But Guam is right now experiencing tropical storm force winds, which are extending towards Guam, of course, between 85 to 150 nautical miles. The northwestern quadrant, which is Guam's location from the storm, it's the tropical storm force winds are extending 90 nautical miles from the northwestern quadrant of the system. And about the distances and warnings, well, Mawar is about 110 kilometers to the south-southeast of Guam and 270 kilometers to the south of Saipan. There's a typhoon cyclone watch in effect for Saipan and Tinian. Also, a typhoon cyclone warning in effect for Guam and Rota, including a tropical storm warning for Saipan and Tinian as well. There's also a storm surge watch and warning for Guam, Rota, Saipan and Tinian. And about the different agencies' estimations, well, the Japan Meteorological Agency, they believe it's a 130 miles per hour Category 4 typhoon, while the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, they believe it's a 140 miles per hour sustained winds Category 4 typhoon, and including Force 13 estimates, we believe that is also 140 miles per hour sustained wind so far. And about the projection and the forecast about this system, it's expected to make landfall directly over Guam in the next 6 hours, possibly on 6 Zulu on May 24, which is about 6 hours or less, and as a slightly stronger Category 4 typhoon, and then increasing its intensity slightly but progressively until reaching Category 5 status possibly by the next 2 days. And well, of course, it's going to approach the Philippines and the Taiwan island, and that's why both locations are under the cone of uncertainty, since it's a really big projection and really far off forecast. So let's keep a really good eye on next days about this storm's movement, since it's going to be a really intense system. And about the current position with the sea surface temperatures, 29 to 30 degrees Celsius, it's Mawar's condition. Well, it's the sea surface temperatures right now under Mawar, sorry. So there's no limitations for the storm to intensify rather quickly and maintaining a storm with such intensity. And about the wind projection, you can see the wind field expanding as it moves to the northwest progressively in the next days. That's why, well, that's one of the effects of the Eyewall Replacement Cycle, but as well, since the storm is going to increase in its intensity as well, to intensify into a Category 5 again, so the wind field also expands. So let's really keep a good eye on it, because it's going to be a really intense storm as it approaches Philippines and Taiwan. And the rain accumulations between 8 to 12 inches, possibly up to 16 inches over Guam, and slightly lower in Mariana Islands, between 4 to 8 inches, but other locations could receive more than 8 inches. So it's going to be a really rough time with the rain accumulations on those locations. And about the wind speeds from different models, they believe it's going to maintain a category 4 status over the next days, not really intensifying into a category 4 except the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, since they believe it's going to intensify into a category 5 typhoon, and that's because the wind shear levels are going to decrease practically to zero intensity. So that's why the Joint Typhoon Warning Center they believe, or they predict, that it's going to regain category 5 status, and this shouldn't be ruled out since it's completing its Eyewall Replacement Cycle and the conditions are really optimal for further intensification after it crosses Guam. And the sea surface temperatures, you can see them really warm and increasing as well over the next days. So it's going to be a really intense storm on the next 2 or 3 days. Let's keep a good eye on it. And the humidity really good levels for the storm, so it's not going to struggle with dry air intrusions so far. And you can see on these imageries about the current presentation of the storm, the Eyewall Replacement Cycle really quite evident on visible and as well on the cloud tops. Really cold cloud tops between 80 to minus 80 to minus 85 degrees Celsius. So of course they are really high clouds around, or well, wrapping the whole core of the system. So you can see those floaters and imageries on Force 13's website, so please check them out and keep updated and keep a good eye on every single update and video and everything we will do here about Mawar's landfall at Guam, so please stay tuned. That's all for now.